5 minutes. All right, so Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Shaza Khan. I'm the Executive Director of the Islamic Schools League of America. And it's my pleasure to host today's session. We have these monthly teacher webinars or monthly webinars. It doesn't even have to be for teachers, educator webinars, typically hosted on the last Wednesday of every month. So we really appreciate you all joining us today to participate in today's webinar. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a brief presentation here. If I can get that, okay. And again, we've got about 5 minutes for each of our speakers, and then inshallah, that leaves enough time for you as a participant to ask questions at the end and have your questions answered. Oh, okay, let me get back there. Okay, so Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I think I'm being a little impatient here. Here we go. So, and at the end of this, I will be sharing some upcoming events that I think that you would be really very interested in as well. So without any further delay, I'd like to go ahead and get started with our first speaker. This is our panelists. So we've got representatives from Guidance College, Rabata, Define 360, Bayan Graduate School, and the Islamic Seminary of America, as at least 5 different options for you to pursue different kinds of journeys in your educational and professional growth. I will introduce the first person, and after that, I've asked Brother Aziz, who is a board member, to introduce the others. We've got the luminous biographies on each of the slides. We won't be reading through all of them, but we'll share the slide deck with you so that you can learn more about our panelists. We'll just be introducing the panelists by their name. So first, we have Dr. James Jones, the Executive Vice President of the Islamic Seminary of America. Dr. Jones, thank you for joining us. Assalamu alaikum. And Dr. Jones, if you're speaking, you're muted. So we ask you to unmute and come on screen. I had seen him there. Dr. Jones?
Yep.
Yep.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, Dr. Jones, please go ahead and get started. Let us know about, ISLA, as it's known, the Islamic Seminary of America.
Yes.
And what are the programs and offerings that might be of interest to educators, and how can they pursue learning more about it and pursue a journey with TISA?
Okay. I was going to share.
Yes, you should be able to share as you are co-host.
Yep. And I'll try to keep within my 5 minutes. All right, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, mashallah, thank you for inviting us. The work around education is extremely important, and our Islamic schools are the backbone of that work. I mean, what we do at the graduate level is something that's highly dependent on what you do in the K-12 schools. What I'll try to do is to stay within the 5 minutes and go quickly through this PowerPoint, and I'll leave it with you to share with members of ISLA, and I'll be open to any questions you have. So the Islamic Seminary of America, we call ourselves religiously rooted, contextually relevant, and intellectually rigorous. That we are, like other institutions here, we're firmly rooted in Quran with Sunnah. We try to deal with issues that are going on in our community right now, not things that are going on somewhere else or a long time ago. And it's intellectually rigorous, which means that it's a graduate school and the reading and writing is at that level. Vision is a world constantly bettered by religious scholarship and ethical leadership, which probably overlaps with the visions of the institutions that you work for. And our mission is to cultivate generations of world-class doers and thinkers who lead from an Islamic paradigm while engaging contemporary challenges and opportunities. Again, I assume there's great overlap with what you do in the K-12 level. Our commitments are to produce people who are Quranically literate, who understand prophetic theory and practice, who understand cross-cultural competency, who understand how to facilitate groups and lead groups and work with small groups, and who understand professional practice. We have 2 degrees that we offer, a Master of Arts in Islamic Studies, which has 2 concentrations. One is Islamic Sciences, the second one is Islamic Leadership. We also have a Master's of Divinity. A Master of Arts in Islamic Studies is a 48 credit. Master of Divinity is 72 credits, and they have concentrations, Islamic Chaplaincy, Religious Leadership. Both degrees require 10 core courses, which were designed by our academic council. Spent several years, and we tweak it every year. So everybody goes, and you can see that on our website. I won't go through that in the interest of time. And also people have to be able to read and comprehend Arabic at a certain level. We can talk about that, and memorize 1 juz of Quran with tajweed. We also have a 5-course certificate in Islamic studies. Our student enrollment, we started in 2019. It has gone up dramatically from where we started. You can see it's more than double since 2019. And the numbers are, right now we have about 74 active students. People are either pursuing a degree, a certificate, or they're people who are active regular students who don't want a degree or certificate. And we have 26 active auditors. When you look at our student body, if you join our student body, you'll find that 58% have a bachelor's, and 42% have a master's or above. So it's a very learned student body from my perspective. Okay. Student feedback, we take evaluations just like everybody else does, like you do in your institutions. We've taught 36 courses since the fall of 2019. Well, we evaluated 34 of them because a couple of them cannot be evaluated directly. We have 52 professors. That doesn't mean we have more professors than courses because there's a lot of co-teaching in our organization, in our educational organization. And 100% of our faculty have gotten 80% or above on every item: availability outside of class, preparation for class, all of that kind of thing. So you'll be joining an institution that students really, really like. If you look at the total number of faculty have taught since the beginning, it's almost even. It's slightly more male, 57% to 43%. But yeah, I think you'll find our institution probably more gender inclusive than many other institutions, both inside and outside of the Muslim community. I'm going to speed up so I can stay within the time. We're now located at the Serene Plaza, Suite 350, 3rd floor. We have our own journal where many students submit their work. We're in the business of knowledge production. This coming summer, we're teaching contemporary issues in the Muslim Ummah, modern Muslim movements, all effective youth with Dr. Mona Islam, Dr. Tamara Gray. This fall, we're teaching advanced hadith with Dr. Yasser Qadi and Dr. Jonathan Brown, advanced fiqh al-Badat with Dr. Tamara Gray, evolution Islamic law and usul fiqh with Dr. Julie Lowe, and myself and Chaplain Shazida Khan, teaching comparative religion and interfaith work. I'm almost done here. So we wouldn't be where we are without our partners, and ISLA is one of our partners. And many of our partners, one thing to know is that if you're affiliated with ISLA and you want to go and you are accepted here, you're eligible for a full tuition scholarship. I mean, we strive to never turn away anybody because of their inability to pay. And so what makes TISA different? We're religiously rooted, as we said, contextually relevant, intellectually rigorous, and our student experience, we're very much focused on the student experience. You can tell by the evaluations that we get. We run our organization by a sure process. It's not a one-person rule, and we couldn't be where we are without partnerships with organizations like ISLA. If you want to contact us, that's our office phone number, that's our info email address, that's our website, and you can contact me directly at james.jones@islamicseminary.us. And remember, we're a rooted, relevant, and rigorous institution. And if you join and you become a student here, if you like the world of ideas, you'll really enjoy being with TISA. Thank you very much, and I look forward to taking any questions and discussion that follow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair, Dr. Jones. Really appreciate you joining us here today and walking us through the offerings of the Islamic Seminary of America, and look forward to the questions that many of our teachers and those joining us here today may have about the program, inshallah. Moving right along, inshallah, we're going to be moving on to Brother Wadud Hassan, inshallah. Brother Wadud Hassan is joining us from Define 360. Inshallah, Brother Wadud, if you're on, the floor is yours for about 5 minutes to give us a little bit of a background on what Define 360 is and what how we can benefit from the offerings, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me, Abdulaziz and Shahza and the whole team. Jazakallah khair. Bismillah, salatu salam ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. All right, so Jazakallah khair. I'm on a panel with esteemed educators, mentors, teachers. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of your work. What we do here at Define 360 for the last 6 or 7 years is that we started working on bridging the gap between faith, the way that we teach faith, and the way that it manifests through character. And that was one of the main goals that we started off. Define 360, we started designing a character development based curriculum at Define 360, which was to take kids through an experiential lesson, experiential project-based, student-centered way of teaching them about to learn to connect with their faith through their emotions, through emotional intelligence, and through mindfulness. And later on, we started integrating Imam Ghazali's work as well in terms of how to get kids to really cultivate a sense of presence in their salah, or how to get them to cultivate or nurture gratitude. And eventually it led us to do an entire framework that we designed based on Surah Al-Luqman was our inspiration to develop the heart model, which was the way to cultivate, a good character in our kids. And later on, we vetted the heart model through the prophetic, seerah and the ways that the Prophet ﷺ behaved and took care of, his own regulation, especially looked at the day of Ta'if, which was the lowest day of the Prophet ﷺ's life, and how the Prophet acted through the heart model. So I'm just going to take you really fast through what the heart model is, what we do, and in terms of what is the course, what do we offer to teachers, what do we offer to teachers, especially this summer, and what do they get out of this course? So let me see if I can share my screen here. Bismillah. All right, so the heart model, it came, there are several articles and several write-ups on it. And initially it came from the characteristics that we took out from Luqman alayhi salam's advice to his son. And so we basically say that a lot of our kids and we as adults, first and foremost, whenever we are distracted, we are misbehaving, or we're not at our best character or operating at our best self, we have to come back to the presence and come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so we created this model, the Heal in His Presence, which is cultivating mindfulness, self-awareness, and then engaging with purpose, that having that sense of sincere intentions and purpose in everything we do, and how to teach kids to build this foundation of being mindful of God, being self-aware, engaging with everything with purpose and sincerity, but then on top of that, then build a good character on top of that foundation, which is gratitude, patience, which we teach through neuroscience, but also, tools that we take from classical scholars. And then thriving with compassion, which is the highest, epitome of the prophetic, sunnah, the character that I was sent, that was not sent except as mercy and compassion. So, we, in our course, we go through what are the problem behavior that kids are experiencing, what type of problem behavior kids are experiencing because they don't have these qualities. And what are some guiding principles based on Islamic psychology? What are some guiding principles Islamic in terms of Quran or Sunnah? And what type of tools can we use, right? And how do we really use these tools? Because a lot of times we don't pay attention to the tools that we have. And we start picking out tools from a lot of different workshops without really going deep. And it's great to pick out any evidence-based tools, right? But as long as we really go deep and really practice it in a way that sticks. And we felt like if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that one of the best ways to cultivate, this sense of connection to Allah is to have that consciousness, God consciousness, awareness, and taqwa, then it's really important to teach kids how to make istighfar so that they feel and experience a return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or if salah, inna salat tanha anil fahsha, like for example, if we go down on the heart model and we go down for, like patience, we talk about the prophetic silence, and then, we go into other tools here. I'm just giving you a little glimpse. We talk about how to do mindful salah in a way that the kids can really practice it, and salah become in a salat tanha fahsha wal munkar, that it actually prevents them from behavior that are shameful or behavior that is something that we don't expect from our kids, or maybe it is not according to our ethos. So basically, the heart model, what we do is we are developing an entire course around the heart model, where we're basically doing step one, where the teachers are going to go through each of those modules. So they're going through the 5 modules of mindfulness, purpose, gratitude, patience, and compassion, and what is the neuroscience of those character and evidence-based brain and behavioral science-based tools. And then more importantly, what are the tools that we see from the Prophet ﷺ and our classical scholars, and how do we cultivate and coach ourselves first and foremost, model ourselves in those qualities, and then teach our kiddos. So step one is that they are going to learn about the theories in practice, and then it'll teach them the Quranic and the prophetic framework. Then teachers are going to understand, through the step one, and examine the importance of the Islamic spiritual psychology and cultivating our best self. They will become familiar with evidence-based behavior intervention. They will develop an Islamic mindset, and then learn to examine the root cause of students' behavior infractions and effective ways to address them. This is step one, and that's foundations. We call it, even though it's part of the character coach certification, the step one, if someone does step one and don't do step two, then we'll give them a certificate for, just completing the foundations for prophetic emotional intelligence. The step two is where I think we're really trying to take it to the next level, because we've done 2 cohorts of this in the past. Alhamdulillah, everyone really enjoyed and learned quite a few tools, but we want to go deeper beyond, one principal or 1 or 2 teachers. We want teams, groups, and that's why encouraging schools to send at least 3 or more people to take this and start a microculture. It's difficult to change the whole culture of a school, but start changing the microculture with just like 2 or 3 teachers, create, that environment in a team, really go deep with some of these lessons and lesson plans we actually give teachers. So step 2 is where they understand the heart model and how to cultivate this framework. And then they connect the framework to SEL and social emotional learning. They're able to apply the spiritual practices and lesson plans we provide them for each of these modules in the classrooms. And then they develop a routine and environment to practice that experiential, ways of cultivating Islam, and then that faith and the character. And what I think some of the components of the course is that they're going to get a workbook that teaches the entire framework, the activities, the guided practices, the facilitation guide, how to facilitate it in the classroom. the peer support, because we'll create pods where teachers are going to support each other when they go back after the step 1, when they do this for 6 months, and step 2, and the group coaching that every week we meet and we do group coaching of what's working, what's not working, and how to make it work. Because every environment is different, challenges are different, kids and their behaviors in practice, their difference, the background is different. So it's really important to kind of have that connection and continue to tweak things until it really sticks and go deep. So that's what we're offering this summer, inshallah. It's we have had almost a few hundred people on the waiting list for the last few years. We haven't offered this for a little bit, so we wanted to first develop step 2 before offering it. And alhamdulillah, we're launching it next Monday. So we have 5 weeks course next Monday. And we did this, we did an entire workshop, at Islamic Education Conference. Some of you were there, mashallah, thank you so much for attending. And we gave out this coupon, which was supposed to be only available at the Islamic Education Conference. But because of ISLA, I just told the team to reopen the coupon. So if you can register within 24 hours, which is not midnight tonight, but midnight tomorrow night, this coupon will expire. So you can take $99 off of each of the modules and sign up if you're doing individual. And if you're registering your entire school, there is a group discount to bring 3 or more people, inshallah. You should be able to find that on define360.online, inshallah. You'll see both group registration and individual registration link. I'll stop here. Jazakallah khair for having me. May Allah bless you all.
I mean, Jazakumullah khair, Brother Wadud, and Jazakallah khair for outlining how Define 360 can be a benefit to all of us here and educators across the country. Alhamdulillah. Moving right ahead, inshallah, I want to invite up Sister Eamaan Rabbat from Rabata. So without further ado, Sister Eamaan, the floor is yours. Jazakallah khair for joining us.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you all for having me. Assalamu alaikum. Nice to meet you all. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen. That's going to disable your screen sharing. I work for Rabata. We are an organization dedicated to positive cultural experiences, and everything that we do is one of those things. We believe that we should all continue our education. We're all lifelong learners. It sets a good example for our students. It also helps us to grow. Every time we learn and grow, that adds to our experience and to our toolkit as we are developing as educators. I apologize to the gentleman in the room, but the Rabata programming is for women specifically. We do have some educational materials that you might benefit from, but the courses I'm going to talk about are for women specifically. We believe that women are changed. Offer our academic program. It's an online program. It's flexible to meet the needs of busy teachers, mothers, and people who are in full-time positions in other ways, so that a student can take one course or a number of courses depending on the season of her life, on the amount of time that they have available to them. So some students might take during the school year, they might take one course each term just to keep that fuel running. And during the break times for the summer, for example, you might sign up for more. What's unique about ReBot is we have traditional Islamic scholarship, a full range of Islamic sciences, rather than focusing on just one little pocket area, but rather understanding the full 360-degree understanding of our faith with a comprehensive curriculum. Everyone is it's by women, for women, so all of our instructors, all of our leadership are women as well, and it's convenient so that women can do it within whatever schedule they have in that season of life. If you Shaza has kindly put the link to our website, rebat.rabata.org, where you can check out our programming. If you just hover over academic program, you'll see a lot more information here. We have 2 certifications, a teacher certification and a scholar certification, in addition to some Quran and Hadith certifications. The teacher certification is that for K-12 teachers who are working in Islamic schools, those who are looking to have a solid foundation in order to be able to offer more to our students. So whether you're a teacher of Islamic sciences or a teacher of English or social studies or math, you want to have that solid Islamic knowledge so that you can insert some of it into your teaching, whatever the subject is. The ReBot Scholar certification is a more advanced and deeper certification to prepare those who are going to be da'iyas, alimas, or leaders in their communities. So I can just quickly run you through that. The teacher certification, again, as I mentioned, it's for those who are teaching K-12 students, whether in Islamic schools, masjid halaqas, or community centers. We have a well-rounded curriculum. So you'll see in each level, we have Sira, purification or tazkiyah, aqidah, tafsir. And then we have educational methodology classes also in each level. We have a degree of Arabic as well as tajweed. We also have an in-person ReBot retreat, which is required for this certification, in addition to an elective at each level. Level 2 classes, again, Sira classes, Aqidah, Tafsir, more Tafsir, Fiqh, Hadith. So you can see it's a well-rounded, just a foundation where I can pull from whatever it is that I'm learning in order to help my students grow. For the scholar certification, it's similar in the first 2 levels. Islamic sciences, Arabic, tajweed, and education classes in the first 2 levels. And then we have 2 more levels, level 3 and 4, to go more deeply into each of those topics. Now, if you hover again over the academic program, you'll see here we have course catalog, and through that I can show you our tracks of learning. You can learn more about our values here. Our tracks of learning, we have Aqidah, Arabic, certification requirements, communications, education, fiqh, hadith, history, tajweed, tafsir, social sciences, sira, and purification. So as I said, comprehensive 360-degree curriculum to understand Islam fully and holistically, inshallah. These are some course descriptions, so you can read more about the specific courses that we offer at each level, but these are just samples. Of course, we have much more. We have about 50 courses offered each term with about 1,000 to 1,500 women registered each semester at ReBot, alhamdulillah. It's all offered online, and we have a tajweed program which leads you up to tajweed ijaza, and Arabic, which can take students from 0 all the way to reading and understanding Arabic text. I do have a survey. If you're interested in hearing more about ReBot and Rabata, I'm gonna put it in the chat box. You can just fill the survey. That'll give me your email address. Inshallah, I can provide more details and more information. Also, if you have any questions, I'll type my email in the chat box, Eamaan@rabata.org. And I just wanted to mention, for those administrators, we do have discounts for Islamic schools when you want to register a group of your teachers. We provide a discount for that so that you can register them. The course is academic structure, so it's a full term, midterm, final with readings and assignments. So you can actually count it as professional development for your teachers. And that will kind of take a load off of your school and needing to provide professional development on your own. You can either register a group of your teachers in one course, or you can let them choose and each take their own courses and benefit, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, Sister Eamaan. Appreciate you joining us here today and laying out the offerings of Rabata. Moving right along, want to give the floor to Dr. Noor Mobeen, joining us from Guidance College. Dr. Mobeen, Jazakallah khair for joining us, and the floor is yours.
Jazakallah khair. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. First of all, I'd like to say thank you from deepest of my heart for ISLA to bring this webinar together to benefit in community in large North America. I represented today is Guidance College. The vision of Guidance College that came into being is Dr. Manul Kuda, who's the president for Guidance College, realized almost 15 years ago that we don't have a traditional higher education in America, which is, accredited and have a way of associate, undergraduate, graduate, master's program, and a PhD program, where instead to the traveling to either Egypt or Saudi Arabia, they can able to pursue education in America. So this is how it started. And alhamdulillah, grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we were able to achieve with such a great support of community members and mashallah donation with the scholarship that comes in, the students that are attending Guidance College. So at the moment, I'd like to share the website as we speak, so can able to help you with as well. So in 5 minutes, I can cover so much. So Guidance College so offer all those options, as most of esteemed speakers have spoken about it, in terms of associate degrees, bachelor's degree program, master's degree in education, master's Islamic economic and finance. The main core what make Guidance College unique is most of faculty members either teaching in, for myself, I teach at Texas A&M. I have other faculty members that teach at UCLA. So we have faculty members that are teaching in the mainstream in higher education, but they also come and teach in a Guidance College as well. So we have a perspective from the both sides as we teach, and to give the best of our students as well. We also have a unique about dual credit as well. So we also help high school students. If every state is different, I'm speaking about Texas to be particular, but each state give offers to the high school students they can pursue college courses while they're in high school. So we do offer those. As we move up from there, we have associate degrees. Associate degrees specify it's 2 years, 62 total credits, and the areas that you can see is able to offer in Aqidah and Quran, Hadith, Fiqh, Usul, and comparative religious studies, many other aspects of this area as well. As we're going to move forward, degrees as well. We do have offer in chaplains. We also work with the prison system as well, returning citizens. Also make Guidance College unique is we are really intense in Islamic finance as well. So since there's a lot of banking sector as well, or finance, or you have to run your own business, those are options we also offer at Guidance College. Education is the heart of Guidance College, so we do offer for teachers that are pursuing or already have finished their undergraduate or they want to pursue graduate studies. But what makes it special about the master's program is highly intense research based. So we want to make sure the students who are graduating understanding and in-depth what research is all about. So they can go back in their community and able to discuss those issues, either as a mental health or the youth or adolescent that are facing different challenges at home and able to do different, instrumentation tools, either this research or, so that can able to help. And we have the journal as well, where we do publish. And what another to make us unique, alhamdulillah, the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the first time in North America, we're going to have an international conference, which is if you go on the top here. We have people coming from Central America, Central Asia, East Asia, from Africa. They'll be coming to Houston, Texas, and presenting their papers. And we're going to have a good, mashallah, the educators coming from a business sector to bring that together. So in sum up, the whole thing is highly research-based. The vision of the president of Guidance College, Dr. Kudar, to create this institution, to able to fulfill the needs and gap instead of traveling overseas and pursuing those education they can pursue here in US as well. We also be launching, inshallah, starting next fall, some certification program. We do have some community education, some certification programs here as well, or you can able to invite to your community and be able to present those based on your need. But we're going to have official certification programs, because there's a lot of demand that community is asking us to do. But at the moment, under community education, you can able to pursue those, get your ijaza, buy those, mashallah, the sheikhs we have, and then tajweed, and then you have to do riba free certification. And also with academic, we also offer teacher certification as well in Guidance College. So overall, as said, alhamdulillah, it's everybody else doing great work for the community, as all of you have spoken. We are also part of that puzzle, just trying to fit in to see how can we able to fill the need. And our roles come as more research-based. So inshallah, if you are interested, any of you are interested to pursue college education and want to able to understand the whole research process and how to go back and able to help your community to come over those challenges and able to come up with solutions, Guidance College is a place that you make able to kind of do research and see if that would be the best fit for you. Another thing that make it unique, we have 7 in-person academic counselors available for you. If you're going through any situation, or if you want to talk about some academic issues, or if you want to get any help with tutoring, for instance, issue with the APA papers, or you cannot find research, you can able to do this as well. And also we've been blessed to have one of the largest library database that we just got able to buy on a monthly basis, that any like Harvard, MIT uses. So we have that database of library as well. So our students can go in and get those research papers and publication, dissertation, thesis that's available to those students at Harvard or MIT. So with this have said, alhamdulillah, Azam, thank you so much for ISLA for creating this webinar just to get a quick glimpse for folks to know everything that's happening in the US, and we're willing to happy to help whatever we can to our community members, inshallah. So I'm just putting my chat box, my email address. If you have any questions that you want to pursue any of those, I'm happy to answer those as well. Jazakumullah khairan. Barakallahu feek.
Jazakallah khair, Dr. Noor. Jazakallah khair. Moving right along, we'll go ahead and wrap up our panelists with Brother Munir Shaikh, who is joining us from the Bayan Islamic Graduate School. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Munir. The floor is yours.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
Okay, great. I'll go ahead and share our screen. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, assalamu alaikum everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you to the organizers and thank you to the educators who are attending this session. I apologize for the lighting. It's 1:30 or 1:40 a.m. in Bosnia where I am right now, but I felt that this was an important meeting not to miss. But of course, there's no daylight streaming in through my window, so it's a little dark, but inshallah, you can all hear me okay. Bayan is an academic institution like the others. It is a graduate school, so we offer accredited master's degrees and as a new doctor of ministry degree, which I will talk about. The accreditation comes through a partnership that we have with the Chicago Theological Seminary. Bayan was established in 2011, so almost 12 years ago, at the Claremont School of Theology in Southern California. So similarly, we had a partnership with that institution. It's a Christian seminary that has accreditation, and we have partnered with them in order to be able to offer accredited degrees from the get-go, essentially, and that continues at the Chicago Theological Seminary. The majority of the coursework that a student of Bayan takes at Bayan/CTS are with Bayan faculty. While the classroom may have people of other religious traditions, the majority of the peers that one might have in the class are fellow Muslim students of various backgrounds. But we do think that the interreligious element and the diversity just within the Muslim community is a strong aspect of the experience of studying at Bayan. I want to stress that it's, I think, important for anybody who's considering going on for doctoral work to seek out a degree at an accredited institution or accredited program. We have a model which is considered a hybrid model that was implemented back in 2014, in which our students come to campus for 1 week during the middle of each semester in most semesters in order to meet with their professors and their peers and have that in-person interaction, which we feel is very important. Many times we get inquiries from people about whether we offer degrees that can be earned fully online. And we have resisted providing fully online degree programs because we feel it's so important to have that direct interaction with one's faculty and peers. And our students have testified to the value of that. But the majority of the time they're at home. They're continuing in their jobs. They're settled where they are, and they don't have to move to Chicago to earn an accredited degree. They can do it within the minimum time frame. An MA degree can be done in 2 years, or it can be taken at a slower pace. A Master of Divinity degree can be completed in 3 years or at a slower pace. We had one of our recent graduates this year who lives in Houston, Texas. She earned an MA degree with a concentration in Islamic education. And this is a concentration that Bayan provides that's very particular to the needs of Islamic school administrators and Islamic school teachers in terms of the various courses that we offer. courses that are being taught by well-known educators within the American Muslim community. But this student, just as an example, ended up taking 6 years to complete her Master of Arts degree. She's a mother, she's working as in a profession, and she needed to take that slow pace. So that was possible. Most of our students complete their programs, within the 2 or 3 year time frame. We provide a lot of support to enable students to do that, including support for writing their theses for those who are in the MA program. The Master of Divinity program is an Islamic chaplaincy, so I won't, go into that. But we do, as I said earlier, have a very particular track in the Master of Arts program for Islamic education. I think that's something unique that Bayan in particular offers. For those of you who are on this call who might have already earned a Master of Education or a Master of Arts degree, you might consider applying for our doctoral program, Doctor of Ministry in Islamic Leadership. So as educators and as administrators, of course, you are exhibiting capacities and qualities of leadership. If you want to cultivate that further and earn a doctoral degree, you might consider applying to be part of the 2024 cohort in that program. It's a cohort model, so every year we have admissions in the fall. This fall, we already have 17 doctoral students entering the program, but you can certainly consider applying for the 2024 cohort. Our courses in the education track deal with issues of Muslim youth identity formation, of course, pedagogy, curriculum integration, school management, counseling Muslim youth, and so forth. So I encourage you to visit our website and read through some of the courses and the faculty. These are world-class faculty from around the country and abroad who teach in the top-tier institutions, but who believe in the mission of Bayan and have been part of this model for 7 or 8 years now. So we have developed a track record of 81 graduates to date from our various master's programs. I should also say that currently, out of the 95 or so students that we have enrolled, full or part-time, all of them degree-seeking students, 60% of them are women. So that's something that we feel very happy about. And we have a number of scholarships that make it possible for students to study at Bayan. Most of our students receive some sort of scholarship support. About 55% of them, I believe, receive 100% full tuition scholarships. So we certainly want to work with everyone to make sure that they can find a way to support their education and cover the cost of tuition and become one of the alumni of Bayan who are making an impact throughout the country in various cities and communities. I'll leave it at that and again, invite you to visit our website. If you want to take a look at what goes on in the Bayan classroom, you can sign up for Bayan On Demand, which is a site that has recordings from a variety of our courses. The Islamic education track does include courses in the core Islamic studies, some interreligious courses, and again, most of the courses dealing with education and pedagogy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to all of the panelists. Munir, I'm so sorry that you come and sacrificed your sleep, and everybody else, mashallah, has so much going on. And really thanks to the educators who've joined us as well. At this time, we want to invite anyone who is here with questions, all of our amazing educators who've joined us today. And we have just as many who've registered and will be learning about this and watching the recording. What questions do you have? If you have anything that you want to type in the chat, or do you want to raise your hand, feel free to do that. I think I heard from almost all of the panelists that there are scholarships and financial assistance available. In addition to some of the other, some of the institutions, for example, have taken classes with Rabata, very, very moderately priced, where people with nonprofit salaries can afford. And for those with the other institutions, there are scholarships available, as Dr. Jones mentioned. TISA and the ISLA have a MOU where we've worked out a scholarship agreement, and so many of these, mashallah. So Masters in Education opportunities for non-certified teachers. Maha, what's your question around that? Are you wondering if there are Masters in Education opportunities for non-certified teachers? Okay, so which of our panelists offer a Master's in Education? And could you briefly speak to whether or not someone without a certification can apply for that? Or maybe just more broadly, what are the requirements for applying for a Master's in Education?
On behalf of Guidance College, we do offer a very full master's program for education without certification. So they need to have an undergraduate degree. If they have not from US, if they have from overseas, they just have to provide the transcripts. So we can make sure, verify that they have enough hours, and they can able to do it in their own pace. So that is the option that we have offer, and we do offer full ride scholarship for the current teachers that are teaching in Islamic school or in public school that want to seek that route as well.
That's great, Dr. Noor. And for any of our panelists that are sharing about the scholarship, I would love to include that in the follow-up email as well. So if you can email me or our executive assistant at the ISLA.org the link to how they would apply for this scholarship as well, or the process, the link on your website, that I think that would be very instructive. Thank you. Well, yeah, Munir, please.
Yeah, so this is a great question about the Master of Education, which of course, many of our educators in Islamic schools are interested in obtaining, because, it's again, a kind of credential that can be beneficial in working in public schools or other contexts where there might be a requirement for the credential. That's a very particular program that involves certain components, certain courses, and some kind of clinical sort of setting in which there's a observation of the student as they learn the skills of teaching. I don't know of any Islamic institution that provides a Master of Education. Our program, which is the Master of Arts program in Islamic Studies with a concentration in Islamic education, is not a substitute for a Master of Education if someone really wants that particular degree. But if someone wants to be further educated or develop their Islamic studies understanding and have access to a variety of Muslim professors who can give them insights that can help them in their Islamic school context, then our degree could be of benefit either on a personal or professional level.
Thanks, Munir. Any other questions that we have that you might have? In order to have ijaza, do I have to have a high school diploma? Perhaps Amina is joining us. I think Rabata, Eamaan, was that you had talked about the ijaza as well, that one can pursue the tajweed education up to ijaza.
So for the tajweed certification and ijaza, there are prerequisites, but high school diploma is not one of them. There is a level of Arabic language that needs to be reached and a level of tajweed knowledge. And so no, high school diploma is not required for that.
Any other questions? I do have some events that I wanted to tell you guys about that we have coming up. So as you're considering the, and I keep doing the same thing. I'm so sorry, you guys, for my lack of technical skill here. Okay, so we've got a few upcoming events that I wanted to let you all know about. I will be posting the links in the chat. This is a free webinar. We're going to be talking about talking to the Yaqeen Institute curriculum developers who've come out with a unit on teaching about the LGBTQ+ movement for Islamic school educators. ISLA has also done a lot of work around this in terms of offering a 5 to 6 week course on it. So we'll talk a little bit about the resources out there. Look, we really want you guys to enjoy your summers, but I also know that this is an opportunity for us to delve deeper into topics and areas of or gaps in knowledge or areas of desired growth over the summer. So I hope that inshallah this you will find very beneficial. Again, when I'm done talking, I'll post the links in the chat. So please join us. This is Monday, June 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern. And if you're unable to join, if you sign up, we'll send you the record. Actually, we're not going to be recording this. Given the sensitivity of the topic, we will not be recording this session. So it is live attendance only. And I apologize for the inconvenience around that. ISLA has also partnered with ICNA Relief. ICNA Relief provides a $2,000 grant to teachers in public and private charter schools, even weekend schools, for teachers who are teaching pre-K through 8th grade, any of those grades. So if you teach a regular class, if you teach just like, you know, all of the subjects, math, science, social studies, if you're a PE teacher, if you are an Arabic teacher, Islamic studies teacher, all of the teachers who teach from pre-K through middle school are eligible to apply for this ICNA Relief Empower Grant. It opens June 20th, and we actually have like an in-depth grant writing workshop that we're providing to anybody who wants to join and pursue this $2,000 for your classroom for the upcoming school year. It's a pretty easy grant to obtain. And I invite you guys to join us. Inshallah, that is on Wednesday, June 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. You can scan the QR code to register. I'll be dropping those links in the chat. ISLA also has Professional Development Week. It'll be our second year offering this, inshallah. And you can register as an individual for PD Week. It is a week filled with all kinds of different topics. I'll go to the next one. Oh, the next one does. Okay, so I will be sharing out the agenda for PD Weeks, but you'll go over like classroom management and discipline with Deen. Actually, we have Sister Quran here, Sister Eamaan will be providing one of the PDs. So we have esteemed PD providers from around the country who will be doing this online. And we are offering a few discounts right now. Inshallah, you'll receive all of this in the email that we send afterwards. So you'll be able to benefit from this. Inshallah, we look forward to having you guys continue to participate in ISLA's events. And as you can see, we're an organization that's really geared towards empowering our educators and upskilling our Islamic schools around the country. And Hera, that's so sweet that you're waiting for PD Week. I know, mashallah, last year, we had so much fun. It's so crazy, but we really bonded as a community, mashallah, even though we were just joining online. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah. This is something that ISLA really tries to do, is work on relationships, research, and resources. So inshallah, you feel that come through. We will be sending out reminder emails about the LGBTQ plus session and all of these sessions, inshallah. So I don't see any more questions that have come up here. And I'll just post the links that I said I would post. And I really look forward to continuing to see you all in the upcoming events that we have. But I also want to remind you, take care of yourself this summer. Focus on rejuvenating yourself, doing something nice for you, taking a break. You know, all of that is so, so important so you don't burn out. One of the biggest crises we have right now in our Islamic schools is that everybody's feeling burnt out. So take this time in the summer to take care of yourself, inshallah, do something nice for yourself. And if you have the time and capacity, join us, but don't feel obliged if you have something important to do for yourself. Okay, without further ado, I'll pass the mic back over to Aziz and ask him to close us out with a dua. And I thank you guys again for joining. Inshallah, we'll send this recording and resources in the coming day or two. Assalamu alaikum from me.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khair, Dr. Shaza. Subhanak Allahumma bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wal 'asr innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa 'amilus salihat wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Jazakumullah khair, everyone, for joining us. Have a restful evening and have a great rest of your week, and we look forward to seeing you guys at future events. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.